and welcome to the show, the podcast program. Another glorious week here inside the Barn Burner Studios.
It's gonna snow. There's nothing glorious.
All right,
about it.
Yeah, that's
well, and all that construction must be done too, right? Because
yeah, they wrapped her up on Friday. I think
that's awesome.
Yeah, all the trucks and everything.
Is it done just like that?
Rhett, it'll never be done.
Oh yeah, because I did drive around looking for parking today, so I didn't notice it being done.
The Big O in Montreal, they were like still paying for it when they're tearing it down. It's like one of the, it just never ends.
Yeah, White Elephant, is that what they?
Yeah, I guess they haven't torn it down yet, but
something like that. Yeah, it's just falling down on its own.
They had to replace a roof on it, I think. Yeah. Good job, guys.
Isn't there a baseball team moving there?
That'd be nice. I doubt it.
Yeah, I kind of doubt it.
I thought that they had a big
I know
hurricane or something.
Yeah. Oh, they did. I think they'll find another option though. You know what's funny?
Oakland?
That would be so good.
The Saddle Dome roof.
Yeah.
It's never fallen in. Hey,
it's a good roof. Real good roof.
It's caved in.
I don't know if
left it.
Yeah. I don't know if it is a good roof, but it's
not fallen yet. It's oldest roof in the league.
That's right.
Great shape.
I'm sure it's fine.
It's fine.
I'm sure over time
snows, isn't that what they say? If there's snow,
when they in the winter, if they have concerts,
then one or the other,
depending on how much snow falls on the roof, they will sometimes audible to an acoustic set.
That was the Eric Church concert. What, about 5 years ago?
Yeah.
There's a heavy snow and we have too much gear to hang from the roof. We're going to go acoustic set tonight.
Let's stay safe. Everybody.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, how was everyone's weekend? Everyone was all right? Everything good?
Oh, it's just great.
No.
It's busy.
Well, I know you were busy.
Cool.
There was a lot of drinking.
Well, there's some drinking. There was lots of hockey coaching. There was a Jack birthday. There was two Flames games and a concert. Some Red Zone and a concert. It's a lot.
It's a lot of drinking.
Some of it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty well behaved last night.
Really? Yes. Attaboy. What about Jack? Was he well behaved?
Well, it depends what kind of behavior you expect for a birthday boy. He was putting in a good show on Friday night.
Boisterous?
He was smiling and hugging and happy and
good for him.
14 buddies.
The report we got was he was sent home. I don't know where from or by whom, but he was told that maybe his
can't go forever. At the end of your
birthday.
birthday, it's not your birthday anymore. You got to go home.
Jack, how was the birthday weekend, buddy?
It was awesome for about 5 hours. Then I just curled up in a ball and did nothing.
Which is also great, isn't it? I mean,
there's an art to that.
Yeah, no, it was fun. Ryan showed up. I don't know where we were, but apparently it's the place to be.
Depends who you are and what you're looking for.
What day and what you're after. Nice. And in fairness, I mean, 5 hours, that's all you need for anything.
You ever fallen into the cougar den at the zoo?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, Jack was close on Friday.
Yeah.
He got sent home just in time.
Now, were you at 2 hockey games this weekend?
I was Friday. And I went to the game.
Date night.
Last night we had some of the fancy people, the bigwigs, the mucky mucks in town to talk about hockey.
Right,
I don't know.
Yeah.
So that was last night.
It's
good.
I didn't know that we had those kind of people anymore. I thought we were kind of free of mucky mucks and.
No, I kid. The powers that be.
Yeah.
Are just different. They're more benevolent powers, less evil.
Yeah,
we think.
So with that said, a win and a loss for the Calgary Flames. New Jersey victory. Oilers lost. Give us the Ryan Pinder.
Well, I mean, you look at the 2-game road trip, and they didn't work. They were outplayed. They didn't look good. They looked very bad. And the 2-game homestand, you beat what I think is a good New Jersey club with maybe a little more of a wet blanket effort, but that's a quality win. You get the revenge against Markstrom. Vladar plays well. And then I liked the effort last night, but just some mistakes where, can't take that penalty. Special teams still look awful, and they're having a tough time scoring goals. That's kind of what's happened since the 5-game winning streaks ended. So much better homestand than road trip.
Yeah.
2 miserable losses on the road. You split the homestand. But yeah, I mean, we all have an idea of where they're going to be, and not everyone agrees with that, but we sort of think this is a bottom third of the league team. And that's, if you consider that, splitting with Edmonton and Jersey is probably means you worked pretty hard, and you did.
Tough start last night.
Yeah, first shift. 20 some seconds.
20, yeah, in the neighborhood of 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Leon Draisaitl, one of the top 2 or 3 players on the planet, left alone in front of the net.
Good at backhands.
That's an early retro. That's an early breakdown. Because sometimes if you're the pairing of Anderson and Ball, so there's Mike Backlund, 1,001 or 2 at this point.
1,002.
Warner.
Yeah.
And Coronado, you want to win that puck battle there. I believe that's.
I think that's.
I don't think it got to him.
Did it not? That's the hard part. Make it on the big screen for me, Jack. I got bad eyes here. I'm looking on boobs. Pop it out to him in the middle if he gets it out.
Speed. Not ideal. Not the guy you want to leave alone. If that's Derek Ryan, you can live with a little more. Maybe Noah Philp or somebody.
I don't think it matters. Well, it matters because Draisaitl will bury it. But probably you don't want to leave anyone.
Yeah, the zone coverage is not good, no matter who's in front.
Was it end of a shift? Not really.
Were you tired?
Were they caught?
It's
somebody
weird
pinch
too, though, because they weren't the wrong plays.
It was just the worst scenario.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it was the worst possible outcome. Yeah. And I know Huska after the game, he was saying, aside from our first 10 minutes, I didn't mind the game.
They had a really good second, I thought.
Yeah, I thought they were fine.
Cranked it up pretty good.
Once they settled in and got back into it. Marty Pospisil drew the ire of the coach. He took a penalty on Matthias Ekholm. It was a high sticking penalty. The Oilers went to the power play and they would score on said power play. Zach Hyman's got good hands in tight. That was a heck of a goal.
Still, eh?
You know, I know people don't want to.
He's got to poke that off his stick.
Is that what it is? It's a heck of a goal. Heck of a goal. 4-2 with an empty netter ends up the final. But so I guess just some things to start with the goaltending. We saw Vladar in back-to-back games. Thoughts on anything there?
Look good.
It's fine.
He's fine. I'd go back to Wolf. I think you get a shutout, you probably can break the alternation, and that's what happened on Friday. Yeah. Earn another start. Yeah. Wolf, you want to hang a 0 in Montreal? You can probably play in Boston.
Standard.
I think
so. Shutout, you play.
Because I saw some people, were we protecting Wolf from the Oilers? Why were you afraid to
bugger off?
Vladar did have a shutout. It's kind of how that.
And what was he? They said something like 3-0-1 in his career versus the Oilers.
He played them well last year. I remember we were in Jasper for 1 where he stood in his head. He beat him down the stretch. He's been good against UO.
Just tell people, just tell him shut up, right?
Yeah,
all right. Shut the hell up.
Shut the hell up.
The Pospisil thing. No points, I believe, in 9 games now. He's been on the middle, then to the wing, then back to the middle, and has been moved around a little bit. Thoughts, I guess, on him? Because he and Zary come in last year. They bring immediate energy.
Exactly a year ago, right?
Early December. Yeah. And they were
November, sorry.
2 very different guys. But Zary brought a bit of bite and some offense, and Pospisil brought a little bit of
leap you.
Yeah, a little bit of FU in there, which they were also lacking at the time. He does take a penalty. It's happened before. Let's hear from Coach Huska, who is not one to call out his guys or to rip anybody, and he certainly doesn't here. But he was asked about Pospisil, whose penalty led to the power play that got the game-winning goal. Here's Coach post-game.
We'll do our best to coach out of him. There's different ways you can do that. A lot of that's on the player. It's twice now, so it's not okay. He's a type of player that's got to play with an edge, but it's not a reckless type style that he has to play, because at the end of the day, points are so valuable. It's so hard to win in this league that if you overstep the boundary a little bit, then it can cost a team. So I think he understands it, and he's got to really work to be a better player in that regard for us.
Because he was benched for the second. Was it Vegas or Utah? One of those 2 games. That's, I believe, what Huska's making reference to. Twice he's now cost the team with bad penalties at the wrong time.
Yeah, penalties either leading to goals.
Bullshit. He's in there. He's trying to get a puck. The stick gets up. I disagree.
It's not a lazy penalty. I'd agree.
And it's not a over exuberant penalty. He's battling and the stick got up. Like, if it happens to someone else, they're going to pin the loss on them. Like, play hard, be a dick, be into people's faces, do this, do that, play center, play wing, put up points. You're going to pin the loss on that?
Yeah, I don't think you pin the loss on that at all. It's just an untimely power play, right? For them.
Did they not allude to it? It's untimely, but if it's anyone else, are they making a point of it?
I don't know.
That's 2. I've liked everything Huska does, and he can do what he wants. I'm not saying it's out to lunch in his treatment. But I don't think that play is battling with Ekholm. Ekholm's both sticks come up and it happens to catch him.
Mhm.
He didn't run in there with a flying elbow. It wasn't a stick check, lazy play.
He's trying to engage.
Because those are the penalties that he was taking a year ago,
Yeah.
where he was running guys like, oh, you can't take that. You can't hit that guy from behind. You cannot, you can't do that. I feel like a lot of that's out of his game. I don't know that I've seen
do we want it all out of? That's the problem with
So here's what I think's happened. How impactful has he been in the first 12 games of the year, 11, wherever that? Like, have you noticed him getting under team's skin at the same rate as last year or not?
No.
And so when he's at his best, he's doing that. And then if he's not effective at that, does it lead to overexuberance? Does it not? It's just that he's not moving the needle as much. And look, you can't be peak pest all the time. And he's probably not a top 9 guy on a lot of championship caliber teams. He's playing way up the lineup. I would just put him with Lomberg and Rooney and or Kirkland and let him, just go and skate hard. But the problem is that, Mantha, Kuzmenko, Huberdeau have just left you wanting more a lot of times, and they keep demoting one of those guys to the fourth line. Like, he's a fourth line player the way he plays, right?
He should be put in a situation where he can succeed, and I don't think where they're using him it's a little out of his.
And they got Sharangovich now back down the middle because they tried Pospisil there, and that's not an easy thing to ask a guy that's played 50 games in the NHL.
Now he wanted to be center.
No, I think you try it,
right?
But if he's centering the fourth line, that's one thing.
Yeah,
they were asking him to center the third line with Mantha and Huberdeau. There's some heavy lifting defensively there.
We've talked about it, and you talk to coaches, and they talk about setting players up to succeed. Here's tonight. You will have had a good game if you check these boxes. Mm-hmm. And for Pospisil, it does feel like on some nights the boxes are different. And some nights there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
We need you to be better at the dot. You need to be distributing the puck. You got to have energy. You got to be disciplined. You can't do this while you got no points.
Get under their skin. Do all of it. Yeah.
Like you said, he's a very young NHL player.
Yeah.
At this point, that's a lot to ask a guy. And I do think you lose a bit of that, what makes him effective, when he's a little bit on pins and needles, worrying about getting
center might make it harder.
It certainly does,
right? Like just that alone, I don't disagree with what you're saying.
When top 3 center, not 12 minutes a night.
You want to be relied upon, and you can grow into that. But for him to be his best, and that to me, his best is being a pest. Mm-hmm. It is.
Yeah. He had 63 games in the NHL before this year, where they spun him down the middle.
So for him to be a pest, put him in Lomberg and Rooney, and go. Totally. I don't give a damn what the other guys are doing. Just because they suck and aren't playing hard doesn't mean.
Yeah. And if you want to see him down the middle, have him center Rooney and bring up Klapka and let those guys just wreak havoc. Yeah. Like, is that not your perfect chaos line?
Yeah. Or
like max chaos?
That feels like, and maybe it evolves, and maybe in a year or two down the road, he becomes that third line center.
Yeah, but you have to be evolved into it, right? You got to find your way to do that, not just say, here you go. And you're right. You make a point, Pinder, that's Mantha and Huberdeau. You're going to, you're carrying.
Yeah, third line. These are two of the most gifted players and the ones who,
they don't show up all the time. And feel free. What?
Mm-hmm. And no, by the way, it's your first time at center. So that's Sidney Crosby over there. You'll be taking draws against him.
If you could.
Oh, no, sorry. He's off. It's now. Oh, geez. Yeah, that's Malkin. Yeah. Right? Like, it's a hard job. And that's what happens when you don't have enough centers. Because I think Sharangovich was put in a similar spot, older, more mature, more games under his belt last year, where he was asked in a pinch to play the middle. And it's like, he did a pretty damn respectable job. And I'd say Marty's done an okay job. But these guys, it would be so much easier if it was like, you're on this line, you're on the wing, go do your thing.
Agreed.
Hate it.
We're in cahoots.
You hate that we agree?
Yeah, no,
I know. Well, it's on you.
I know. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll take the other side.
By the way, it's the opening statements for our good friends at McLeod Law. Shane King, partner in the Litigation and Dispute Resolution Group. Areas like employee rights. You got rights, Being laid off or terminated can be hard. Shane will review your situation, make sure you've been treated fairly and as the law requires. None of that legal mumbo jumbo when you're sitting down with Shane King. He'll take care of you, make sure that you have been treated fairly. Whatever your legal situation or need is, big, small, awkward, or just that's just doing business.
Just gotta get this signed here, signature.
McLeod-law.com. Good Calgary folk taking care of Calgary folk. Yeah, I mean, it's not sure what else that there really is, because you kind of nailed it down. There's the expectation level of the team. They have now lost
Special
5 of
teams.
6. Special teams, they get a power play goal first in 7 games, an 0 for 20 stretch. I believe they snap with a power play
Still
goal.
didn't look great, but the one was helpful.
And that's the thing. Last year, Savard kind of took it in the teeth a little bit. It still comes back to what is the skill level of the personnel that you have on your power play?
Well, the thing is, Savard's going to Toronto, and they have such great personnel there. Now he's been vindicated 8%.
Well, yeah.
It's gonna be more than one issue. He was part of it.
Yeah.
I still think that the talent level for the power play should be better here.
The talent level should be higher. The results should be better.
The results should be better. Yeah, sorry.
Not than Toronto, but what they are.
I don't give a shit.
I
about
know.
Toronto.
I just wanted.
I'm talking about here. You've got guys that should be able to make plays. Like if Huberdeau's going to have success in the game of hockey, where's it going to be?
It's got to be man advantage. Yeah.
I don't know how many times I brought it up, and maybe it's last year, kind of middle of the pack offensively, 5-on-5, just run of the mill. But their power play is the shits.
Bottom 5 for most of the year.
Why can't you be about average, middle of the pack on your power play if you can 5-on-5? I don't know. Maybe that's too simplistic, but Sharangovich, 5 games back, gets his first goal and first point.
Starting to look more like Sharangovich.
It's going to take time.
Yeah. And then again, they've switched his positioning already. Came back on the wing. Now he's center.
They need centers, eh?
How did they need center so badly?
By my math, yeah.
Like and I don't know. Every draft class is different.
They what?
They got Hanley.
Yeah, Hanley don't play center.
Oh, but they
much at all.
But they kept him.
They like 8D for whatever reason. It's not like they've got a 23-year-old right shot center who's going to score 30 goals in the minors. I don't know. Yeah,
we should know that from Conroy. You look at all the trades he made last year. It was just defense. He's got 8 defense.
Does Hanley have like Russian roots? We don't know.
I don't know.
It's like the run.
I'm not sure.
Common thread of every trade is like Russian defenseman, Belarusian defenseman, Russian defenseman, Belarusian defenseman.
Connor Zary got moved to the 4th line. He and Kuzmenko did a little
swappy swap.
Little one of these things, the flip because
Kuzmenko looked good.
Because Kuzmenko on against the Devils,
not good.
He was he was like you.
I was watching.
You had as many minutes in the third as Kuzmenko did.
He got paid, and I had to pay to be there. So
right, yeah.
But otherwise, similar.
He gets back in yesterday into the rotation, and then gets moved up because Connor Zary wasn't moving his feet.
Per the coach.
Huska said afterwards that what Kuzmenko was guilty of doing against the Devils, Zary was kind of doing against the Oilers last night. Because I wonder, is he hurt? Is he not? Because he's not in the mix here. But then he was back on the ice, and then he got crunched into the sideboards by Kulak with what looked to be a bit of a cross check. But who am I to say? Just part of being a kid.
I think.
Are we overcoaching? What are we doing? Or do you have to keep coaching?
I don't think he's overcoaching.
All right.
It just is what it is. You have a bit of an off game. It's okay.
Yeah, and you want Kuzmenko in your top 9. So if you got to find one of your top 9 that's not up to snuff on a certain night, that's a good thing that Kuzmenko's earning that ice. And he was really good last night. Electric, a lot of plays. You could see what makes him special last night. You can also see why Rick Tocchet wasn't a fan on Friday night. So there's the full roller coaster.
And he had some comments post game, and he's just one of those guys. I think if you look past the player, he's a likable guy. We've talked about it here. He just seems like he's kind of a
easy come, easy
lighthearted, easy. He's kind of a funny little guy. And he was really wearing it last night post game that he's not scoring and he's not the power play. And that you could see that it's really that it is bugging him. And it's like, yeah, the power play really kicked up last year near the end of the season, and
he was
because of you almost.
Yeah.
And now it's struggling, and so too are you. So I don't know. Maybe that's how it is when you're in the NHL.
It's the most noticeable all year last night.
I thought so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing. You need that because the scoring has completely fallen off the table since the 5-0 start. I remember they had 16 goals for 3 games.
Yeah, really
they
good.
Are 20th in the league in
Torrid
goals
pace.
per game.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I just did it today. A quick look. Goals for and against, shots for and against, power play, penalty kill. They have one of those 6 columns in the top 20. Everything else is 20 to 32, or top 19, I should say. And its goals against is 16th. It's middle of the pack. Everything else is bottom third-ish.
Bit of an indicator.
Yeah.
Is it?
I think
And
so.
look, I think the work ethic's generally been good outside of that 2-game road trip. So if you said you'd had a really good,
Listen, ideally,
worked hard 10 out of 12 games, that's pretty good.
this is ideal.
Mhm.
We're right where we're supposed
We're
to
saying it in
be.
the.
Competitive. Had a few wins.
It's a perfect night in the rebuild. You gave the
Yes.
Oilers a little scare, and you lost by.
Damn.
70 games to go.
70. Boy, that sounds like a lot.
Feels like a lot.
I mean, it'll be 69 by Tuesday. Tuesday night.
Awesome.
So you got that thing.
Road trip.
Earlier start times, get some sleep.
That's right.
Oh, God, sleep.
3-game
Oh.
trip starts tomorrow in
Did you like the extra hour?
Montreal.
I needed it. It went from 1:59 to 1, and I was like, thank you. That's when they switch, I think.
Right. Yeah.
I was making
So he
toast.
was up till 4.
And I was like,
one night
Yeah.
last
Pinder's the
week.
only one that routinely sees the time change take effect. Usually
Yeah,
it's when people are asleep or it's the middle of the night.
I had to get kids into a car at 6:30 and go to the Twin Arenas of East Calgary,
Doesn't sound safe to
Mm.
me.
Forest Lawn. So there was a tight turn. I needed that hour.
How's the temp in that rink?
It's awfully chilly still.
Yeah.
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 I used to think it wasn't insulated well, but it was quite pleasant outside and freezing in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Rinks, eh?
They could do
Mm.
some work on that Zamboni gate too. It's a broken leg
Oh,
waiting to
no.
happen.
Oh, no.
We can talk about we'll talk about the Habs.
Habitants
Yeah.
tomorrow.
They're having a time. They've lost 3 in a row.
They're supposed to be coming out of this rebuild, right?
They've been
Oh.
outscored 16-6 over the last 3.
The old shine's coming off our old Marty St. Louis.
Yeah, they're giving he's
Too
under
soon.
some pressure there.
Too soon. You don't hire the nice guy everyone's going to want to keep at the beginning of the rebuild. You do that as you're coming out of the rebuild. There was no way they were going to be competitive enough for him to last.
Yeah,
Sure
but he
how
was
that
coaching
works.
kids. So
Just
should be
coaching
good.
14-year-olds.
Because who was the last guy?
Who
was before him? Not to put us on the spot. So was he a nice guy or bad guy? Because bad guys, and then you go nice guy, and Marty, I think, is a nice
Ducharme,
guy.
or is that way back?
Ducharme.
That might be
but
Ducharme.
someone before
Oh,
that.
Ducharme.
Why did we lose a guy before that?
Julien was there, but that was ages ago.
That was
You got to
ages.
speak French too, so it's a
Yeah.
smaller list to hire from.
Oui.
Obviously. Oui.
We. And then off to Boston, and then off to Buffalo for a weird 11 a.m.
They do that in
Start.
Buffalo.
Yeah, they do. They like to do that. Give you some sounds of the weekend. There was a lot going on, a lot of football,
You're gonna like this.
some hockey, things going on. The sounds of the weekend are a presentation of the Hearing Loss Clinic, locally owned and operated, here to help you. It's not just about hearing loss or impairment. It's about empowering you to be a better person, be more socially active, connected with loved ones, confident in every aspect of your life. It's not just for old people. A lot of kids can suffer with it and not have any idea. Hearing issues can be especially challenging for kids. Studies show that health risks like dementia, depression, others have been linked to untreated hearing loss. And why wouldn't you just go? You go to the dentist, you go to the doctor, get the hearing loss clinic part of your routine
My
as well.
tooth hurts, so I go to the dentist.
Yeah,
If my ears are bothering me, well,
we don't do anything.
Connect the dots here, people.
Yeah, we just
You gotta change that.
Hearingloss.ca. Book your assessment today. Let's take a look at some of the sounds of the weekend.
Driving right through, and you finish your route, but he's looking because that shot pass is coming right to him, and maybe a bit of a trip.
They are. Goff looking for him. Throwing for him. It is caught, and he's in. Touchdown.
Just kept his team from falling behind by a couple. Watch these right here. There's one. Here comes two.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Steady.
To start the season for Kyle Connor and Shagley off a fan pass by McDonough. Shagley scores!
Bryce Young makes a good throw. Here's the ball right there. Now he has it.
That is
Look
incredible.
at him take
John
the
Charles.
ball away.
Yeah, let's go, baby.
2 to Dylan Strome. For Ovechkin with a rocket. He scores!
You got it.
It's not good, Brad. Nothing. Yeah, that's good. Oh, don't know that move.
Rebounds there, and then it's Suter coming in. No call made on that, and it's Matthews that took offense, and he comes in with the hit.
And tired. Ooh, so
But they're making big money, right? Probably.
Oh.
In the old Iron League.
There's another puck out there. Look behind the net.
See, that's what you need sometimes.
Enough to go, okay, this one's close enough to me. I'll go for the wraparound. Meanwhile, Vasilevsky's looking over by the sideboards going, hey.
What would you say to somebody who said you're shooting too many threes?
Fuck them. Simple, yeah.
There you go. Little sounds of the weekend for everybody's over at Hearing Loss. Book your assessment today. Hearingloss.ca. We're gonna go and see those guys.
Yeah,
we're gonna get in there sooner than later. I like that's the attitude you got to have. What if people said you were doing too much?
Oh, we're gonna go see the Hearing Loss guys. I thought you meant the basketball game. I'm like, we're gonna watch what?
No, we're not going to the
basketball game.
No, we're gonna go watch that guy shoot threes. No, it's not gonna happen. Let's get to our Insider Hotline, a presentation of Crystal Waters, your crystal clear choice for all residential plumbing, heating, and cooling services. They want to be just the guardians of your home's mechanical heart. Heat, cool, water, whatever it is. Ensure that your home is safe and ready for winter. Crystal Waters can inspect your plumbing and heating equipment for that cold snap that is on the way. And for you barn burner folk, new hot water heater, AC, furnace, you'll receive discounts and upgrades up to $1,000 in value. Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating, your crystal clear choice for home comfort. Number to call, 403-219-4100. Go online, crystalclearcalgary.com. To the Insider Hotline we go. Our insider from Daily Faceoff, Frank Seravalli, who I saw a screenshot of you on Halloween with the bloody nose and the wig. It's nightmare fuel. I have had a hard time getting it out of my head. I won't lie to you.
If you want real nightmare fuel, go to Jason Greger's Twitter page and see that. That is nightmare fuel.
Okay.
But if you want a funny story, so I had the bloody nose and all that going. I went to bed. I washed it off, but I guess I didn't do a good enough job. I had an early flight to Boston the next morning. No. My flight was at 6. I left the house at 4 something. I didn't even turn the light on in the bathroom. Quick brush my teeth, get out of there, run out the door, put a hat on. I get to my hotel in Boston. I look in the mirror. I looked like Heath Ledger playing the Joker. Like it was like still all over. I'm like, oh my God, these people on the flight probably thought I was an absolute jackal.
Well, you see a lot on the planes.
Oh dear.
See a lot.
Get the jelly donut off your face, sir.
Right.
Right. We didn't need to see
you had remnants there.
Well,
nope.
Any hints?
What's that show where there's all those people in drag?
Oh, okay, yeah. Got it. We were just running through some of the things from the weekend. Ovechkin is on quite a little roll. Had a goal and 2 helpers on Saturday. Scored again yesterday. Needs 35 to pass Gretzky. 5 goals, 9 points in his last 4 games.
4-game heater.
This if we watch the first couple games of last season and the first couple games of this season, I didn't think he was going to get on these kind of heaters anymore.
Well, it was until I think like December, January last year. It was stuck in single digits. It was looking really meager.
Doesn't it feel almost like the question? It's
not if, but when.
When it's going to happen? Can he get there this year? I don't think anyone's
really been the question. Like this guy will play until his legs fell off. Like he's getting the record. It's just a matter of how long it takes.
Next year's the last year of his deal. Like it would be unreal if he did it this year, but he's coming back next year no matter what.
But that's the thing is I think we actually now he's on pace for 52 goals this year.
That would be so unreal.
He has 7 and 11, and it took him 34 games last year to get to 7. Yeah. He's already there. I thought for certain after last season that this is a guy that it would span into the last year of his deal, this Chase. He's on pace to end up north of 900 now, not only break the record, but be 10 past it right at this juncture of the season. I know it's still early, but 4 games in a row, like he looks good. He looks like reinvigorated. And I don't know. I still would love to know what happened on that vacation last year.
And you know what? They look good. Like the Caps, we all saw as the frauds of last year's playoffs. Their goal differential was dog shirt. And it was like, okay, someone, maybe Jersey takes their spot, whatever. But Spencer Carberry is doing some things there. And the GM made some interesting moves to add the guys like Chychrun and Mangiapane. Dubois for Kemper is a very, very curious swap. Like, what have you made of the Caps?
They're tied for their best start through 10 games in franchise history.
And we thought they were frauds, right? And they changed, but still.
Yeah, no, I had, and not tooting my horn, the changes that they made this summer, I had them as a firm playoff team.
Okay.
Here's the amazing part about the start to this year for the Caps. Matt Roy, who I believe was the best pure defender available in free agency, he's played 8 minutes and 39 seconds this year. He's been hurt.
Jeez.
They're about to get better, and Chychrun's banged up right now too. Again, that team's about to get better, not worse. They've defended like nobody's business. They've given up some of the fewest shots and shot attempts in the league. You mentioned Spencer Carberry. He's got them dialed in, and yet they've also found at the exact same time a way to get increased production from some of their younger guys who might have had a bit of a slow burn to get to this point. But Connor McMichael, he's blossoming into a 50-point player. Hendrix Lapierre has been a lot better. They're starting to grow at the same time that they found more support pieces, which is a pretty exciting turn of events when then you also have Alex Ovechkin at the same time turning back the clock.
Good.
Don't want to talk about Colorado every week, but it continues where Makar and McKinnon are on unbelievable tears. Makar has 21 points, McKinnon 20 in their 12-game point streaks. They've got just every game, but the team has lost 3 in a row. Their goalie let in 3 on 23. They have the league's worst or the highest goals against, and no one's allowing more goals than they are. They're so leaky. Nichushkin is available to come back and start skating, I suppose. But
doesn't help goaltending.
Does he can he put the pads on? It's got to be frustrating. We know how tightly wound Nate McKinnon is and the dedication he has to the craft. I just wonder what kind of appetite he has to not that there's anything he can do, but just in terms of him flipping out. We already saw him breaking sticks on the bench this year.
They're essentially a 3-man team. Like, I don't want to demean anyone else on that roster, but it's McKinnon, Rantanen, and Makar, and that's it. Nichushkin will obviously help, but I mean, look at their roster. They had AHL call-ups playing second-line roles. They had Oliver Shillington playing forward. This was a team that entered this year with a ton of depth concerns based on Nichushkin and Landeskog, and then that limited their spending and ability to add in the offseason. Then you compound that with all the injuries that they had, and you take a thin team and you become paper thin. It's not a recipe for success, while also not addressing the goaltending issue that is quite obviously an issue. I think, unfortunately for the Avs, it's also probably not getting better anytime soon. Like, they have the ability here for this their season could be swirling down the drain the longer this hangs on. And I just don't see a path for it to get significantly better in the next month per se.
So Dean noted that Nichushkin today is cleared to come back and practice. He's not cleared to play. Walk us through timelines and what, I guess, hurdles have to be cleared for him to get back on the ice, because he is an excellent two-way forward. Like, he's sort of, in my mind, a Mark Stone, a winger that can really drive a line and play defense.
He's a horse. There's no doubt about it. He's on a 6-month suspension that ends on November 13th. So that's been without pay. He needs to be officially and formally cleared by the NHL and NHLPA player assistance program and doctors. Today was the next step in that process, which is rejoining the team to participate in practice. Still not getting paid, but is eligible for that suspension to end in 9 days. So when that does, I would think that between now and then, and maybe Rhett would be able to answer this better than me, even for a guy who has been out for a while, a summer of training and then skating on your own plus 9 days of practice, you're probably ready to just jump back right into the lineup.
I'd hope so. What else has he been doing? I mean,
well, don't answer that because
that's part of the problem.
I mean, you don't know
like that. It's all.
I'd imagine there's
Seattle.
been a lot of testing that's happening.
Yeah, and so is him being available to practice would lead you to believe that there aren't hurdles that he has to clear to get back in a game if they've been testing him to get him essentially back to practice, correct?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, the details and the process are shrouded in secrecy,
right,
and privacy, but I'd imagine yes, that's part of it.
My question is if he's welcome back with open arms.
They say that he will be. Like, they've said all the right things.
They have to.
But so like let's take a step back. Nathan MacKinnon is so militant on what he puts in his body. Do you think he has a lot of time for recreational drugs or drug use by a teammate in the middle?
Not the second time in a row.
Tanking 2 different playoff runs?
Yeah.
I can't imagine there's a lot of love for that, but they also know they need him. Like, there's no, like, given what he's been through, I don't know that anyone's like beating down their door to trade for him either. So your other option is essentially, I guess at some point you could make a move to terminate him, but I don't know that that really helps you that much either.
Tough spot. Well, and was it Jack Johnson or Eric Johnson with the comments after Val made his decisions? It wasn't just, Nate might not like it. Like, it felt like there was a few sour people in that leadership group there.
Well, you should be. Like, think about how hard you work and the time you put in, the dedication, the commitment to then look, all of our views and as a society as a whole has changed about addiction over the last 10 to 15 years, and rightfully so. But nonetheless, there are choices that players make and people make to affiliate yourself with various things and people. And it's a choice that you make at some point, especially when you've been through the program once already.
Drama in Boston as well. Montgomery is, he's going to be the first coach fired. He's shouting at his players on the bench, and then they start to win some games. Now they've got back-to-back shutout victories on the weekend. David Pastrnak benched for the entire third period yesterday.
Really?
That's not a fourth liner. That's the coach digging in. Do you give credit to the coach here, or what do we know about what took place yesterday, if anything?
Well, we know that it came as a result of a couple turnovers that I think they viewed as egregious. And we also know that through Brad Marchand's words a couple weeks ago, that this is a team that wants to be coached and pushed a little bit. They want some accountability. Brad Marchand said he's all for Jim Montgomery barking at him during the game. I think that's healthy. I think David Pastrnak is a big boy. I think that was probably, in my view, a little heavy-handed. And the reason why I say that is just look up Highway 2. I mean, Leon Draisaitl a couple weeks ago, he was benched, but it was only for a couple shifts. These guys are so good. Do you really need to staple a guy to a bench for an entire period? Or does missing your rotation a couple times in a row, does that send the same message while also then, putting a little burr up your ass for the rest of the game?
Where do you fall in there?
I would think that you miss a couple shifts the first time. I don't know if Pasternak's had missed shifts before this year.
I don't think he did this season, to my knowledge, and certainly not in this game. Does that seem like a lot to you to be like, hey, we're coming out?
It's like a drastic jump to park your ass on this bench here for a whole period and watch.
There's other circumstances. Like we talked about it last night. They dropped Zary down to the fourth line and elevated Kuzmenko. And it's like, look, if someone else is buzzing and it's like, let's ride the wave, sure. But it's Pastrnak we're talking about here.
Yeah.
It's not like,
and so I want to take you back to the first period though, yesterday against the Kraken. If you watch the power play goal that Charlie Coyle scored, watch it again and you'll see there's 3 Kraken guys that are draped on Pastrnak.
Yeah.
He's not showing up on that score sheet. He doesn't get any credit for that goal. But when 3 of the 4 killers are literally on top of you,
You know what the focal point is.
That counts for something.
Suspension for the penalty kill, Frank. Don't mention
and there is that line. There's discipline. You haven't been, whatever it is, bad penalty. You haven't been working hard enough. Got to move your feet, whatever it is. Then there's the embarrassment of sitting an entire period amongst your peers. The media are going to ask you about it. The fans see it. That's a statement for sure. Now, when I
wrote last year on this,
no one wants to be the grocery stick, but let alone for an entire period.
When I was kind of leading in there and I said there's some drama, you kind of you weren't too sure. What's your read on Boston? It's been a wild few years. They were the best team in the regular season and then lost, and I don't know where the Bruins are at right now.
I can tell you where they're at. After a scuffling start to the season, they're 1 point away from second place in the Atlantic Division. That's why I went,
Yeah.
Because this is going to be the nature of this division the entire year. Some team's going to lose 3 straight, and I don't care who it is, but it's so tightly packed, and it will be tightly packed all year. I think made this prediction at the start of the year. All 8 teams in the division at least 80 points. That's not going to leave a lot of wiggle room for fluctuations in the standings. You know, you're talking about a 3-game losing streak, and you might be in 7th or 8th place. You're going to see freakouts in every market at varying points this year because of that. And that was Boston's turn.
And we saw Toronto last weekend. Yeah, like it's
now the attention's going to shift to Buffalo because they're off to their worst start in however long, for a while, which for them is still something.
Jeez. And we see the Habs tomorrow. The Flames will be in Montreal. This was supposed to be we're going to take a step forward year, and there's still a lot of question marks about a lot of the guys. Like Kirby Dach has not turned into probably what they'd hoped to yet. The young decor is very young and,
very green.
-3 and 4s, and like they don't look close at all to being a playoff team right now.
No, and they're not because they don't defend well enough. Sam Montembeault, it's his numbers are a crime against humanity. I mean, if you look at them, they should be so much better based on how well he played as a netminder for a team that just gives up so much, so many chances, so many quality chances and looks that they're getting filleted on a night-to-night basis. And that's unfair. This team drastically needs to improve structurally and just pure on paper roster wise. They've got holes on the back end. And the tough part for them is, you've got young guys on the way that you believe in. You're starting to see it from Lane Hudson, and David Reinbacher's hurt to start the year. He was supposed to be a guy that would be in that mix. And then Logan Mailloux is back in Laval, and they're dealing with that. Look, they think that they have the pieces for next year and the year after and beyond, but it's about getting through this year and supposed to being able to take a step forward this year that they're just not able to do.
In Montreal, it doesn't matter what you do. There's going to be heat and pressure on the coach, and they're irrational in that. But is there a chance where Marty St. Louis is in trouble there?
Zero.
Or
I can just tell you from talking to people in Montreal, they are in lockstep with Marty St. Louis. And I also happen to think he's one of the best coaches in the game right now.
So why is their D zone a mess? Why don't they defend better? Is that just personnel? No coaches?
Yeah, all personnel.
Okay. Yeah.
The way he's able to get through to those guys, I think, is so incredibly impressive. I don't know that there's that many more sharp hockey minds in the league than Marty St. Louis that are behind a bench.
And to be fair, he went from coaching 14-year-olds to the NHL, and they improved. Like that's
I don't care who you are. You have a Hall of Fame brain like he does and skill set. People snap to attention, but more than that, he's just got this way to communicate his passion for it. There's no bullshit either. Like he says it like it is, and you can't bullshit him.
Is it Rod the Bod vibes for you?
I would say yes, but on a different level. I don't want to get into the Rod Brindamore Hall of Fame debate, but I think with what Marty was able to accomplish, it has even more gravitas.
Sure.
Yeah. Because wasn't it when Marty went in there, Caulfield, his numbers just spiked almost immediately.
Sure guy.
I forgot. I'm a little guy.
Coach says I can be a star.
Scoring. You mentioned Rod the Bod, Carolina, 6 straight. Natchez has 15 points in a 6-game streak.
Jeez.
Kochetkov has taken over. He's won 4 straight, 8 wins, second most in franchise history through its first 10 games. So they too are rolling. We saw them last week, and I don't know that they looked like massive world beaters, but they won handily.
It was Carolina. They had the puck most of the night.
And then you go through their trip out west, they went 5-1.
Yeah, they cruised.
Yeah.
I
OT
mean,
against Edmonton. Yeah.
Maybe not world beaters. And I think that's actually probably funny you said that. Maybe just the best way to describe them in general. I thought for sure that they'd be on track for a downturn this year. Just look at the pieces that they subtracted.
Right.
Brett Pesce, Brady Shea. Up front, they lost Jake Gensel. And you're thinking, how is this team possibly going to get to the same level they were at last year? And yet, the decisions that they made to replace those guys, ask the Flyers how much they missed Sean Walker. Look at, they needed a guy to come in and run their power play. Hey, Shane Goss is here. He was here for a stint. Let's bring him back. We're comfortable with him. He steps back into an environment that he's comfortable in. All of a sudden, Marty Necas, they almost traded that guy to Buffalo. They had a deal done. He said, I'm not signing with the Sabres. I mean, the deal was done.
Yeah. What is it, 6.5 for times 2?
No, he said, I don't even think they got to talking about numbers.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, it's current.
His deal in Carolina. Sorry. Yeah. I mean, look at all these. There's a bunch of guys that are off to great starts this year that could have been playing somewhere else. Nick Ehlers, Winnipeg, Philip Gustafson, Minnesota. These guys were all on my trade targets board last summer, and the Canes were almost like he was out the door. He was literally out the door. They had a deal completed in principle with the Buffalo Sabres. Now he's got 5 goals and 10 assists in his last 6 games.
There's a lot of people that love Buffalo.
He'd look great in Buffalo, man. He'd help.
Use him in Buffalo.
Well, and that's the tough part about Buffalo. So now what do the Sabres do? I don't think Kevin Adams can get through these next 2 weeks if they're playing like they are and not make a massive deal.
So they're one of the youngest 2 teams in the league, I believe. Like that's part of it. It's like, yes, they're supposed to be coming out of this, but it really is like the third iteration of a rebuild.
I have not. Have you watched them play? I haven't watched it. Lindy Ruff goes in. They make minor changes. They're expecting to get better just based on their youthfulness. Last year, from the second half, January 1st on, Ukapuka was really good. But
now Devin Levi's been really good too.
Has he?
Yeah.
So what's the issue in Buffalo?
They can't. It's
all of it.
They can't defend.
Yeah,
that's
what last year.
I didn't get the Lindy Ruff hire. I really didn't, because on the old show, whether it was Sarich or Gear, somebody said like, "Oh my gosh, like D-zone's a mess with him." Like, and then he goes there, and you're like, "Ooh, that's not a fit." That's exactly what they need, is someone who's very good defensively. Maybe those words were too strong, and he's adapted. But it was a few years ago, and they were like, "No,
Regier,
sloppy
he played for him. Sarich didn't."
Right.
But it would feel like there's some good young talent there.
Well,
Obviously,
there's 2
in
first overall picks that
on the blue line.
are on the blue line.
So if I dropped a video into the chat, how long would it take our producers to?
Well, it was his birthday on the weekend. So
yeah, he was
ripped. So
I just sent a clip. I don't know if you can, how quickly you could pull that in. It's just from Twitter. Yeah. But I think if we had a second to do it, this clip to me is the Buffalo Sabres in an absolute nutshell. It's a 15-second clip, and it only got notoriety because of the play that Alexander Barkov made on it. But I don't know how you can defend this way.
Well, they couldn't defend last year. I remember going to games and sitting with guys and talk. Jay McKee, who coaches out in the O, and he's like, we were sitting together and we were literally like, what in the F are they doing? Like, I don't understand it. Like, I couldn't grasp either the players aren't listening or they're not being told anything that's right. So either way, it was terrible.
So you'd have some perspective on the Lindy Ruff decision, though. Like, to me, that felt like the owner telling the GM, this is who you're hiring. Maybe they're in lockstep because Kevin Adams was an assistant coach on Lindy Ruff's staff. But I look at it and I say, how do you watch the New Jersey Devils as sloppy as they played last season and say, that's it. We got our guy. We have tunnel vision, and we aren't even going to interview anyone else. How's that possible?
He's the next GM. I think it was the owner. Those a game. And it's not just Darlene. I'm talking about a guy wide open. We saw Draisaitl score here at the start of the game last night. There are multiple times in every game the Sabres play where there's a guy wide open in the slot.
And I am so impressed by Barkov. Like, as soon as he notices Dahlin sneak behind the net, boom.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't understand the thought process from their
it?
defensemen. Again, Samuelsson is your best, your quote unquote top defensive defenseman. He doesn't need any help.
Regardless of who it is. It's hockey 101. You don't leave the slot open. This guy's got a guy draped. You've got a guy on Barkov. Like, where are you going?
So I'm always asking for intel, and you know me, I'm always canvassing around the league. I had 2 different GMs send me that clip last week, and with the comment, it just said summer hockey.
Jeez. They're so not back.
Frank, I know you got to get out of here. You're up against it. We appreciate you. Have a fine week. We'll do it again on Monday.
See you guys.
You betcha. There's Frank Seravalli, our insider here on the Insider Hotline, a presentation of Crystal Waters. Plumbing and heating, your crystal clear choice for home comfort. The phone number, 403-219-4100, online, crystalclearcalgary.com. I was just going to say, it's funny we look at teams when they fire coaches like, well, what are you going to do? Oh, it's a desperate move. You got to coach. The kids are so young when they come in now, and coaching still matters, right? You watch
to coach. I think you have to coach more.
Probably
it's the youngest
right?
team in the league, guys. Like, if anyone should be coached and have extra work on structure, it's the Buffalo Sabres. And then they hire a guy who's known to not be a good structural defensive coach. And to your point, like, and what Frank said, like, they didn't really even cast a net and see who was out there. They just said, that's our guy. Like, whoa, you don't want to go check in
He's got a great following and a great respect in Buffalo.
Well, that's going to change.
It matters. Well, it won't change because he'll be the GM.
If it goes poorly, they'll punt him up to the GM's chair.
I think that's.
I mean, if it works well, I think
100%. I don't think so. I think it's 100%.
Is that the relationship with Pagula?
I believe so.
Yeah,
that's
and so
my own personal opinion on it.
Sure,
I have no
meddling owner. Gross.
I don't know if he's even. I mean,
well, if he's telling you who the coach is going to be, GM.
Without sounding ignorant, Kim was in charge of the Sabres.
Yeah. Well, she's when I say owner, I mean the 2 of them, Kim and
but I think
Terry.
that's part of it is that Terry's got all kinds of things going on, and he almost is like and now that Kim can't do it,
right? Because she had that.
I think it's like I think probably Terry knows Lindy and trusts him and is like, go and help.
And what a tough spot for the GM if you truly want the GM to have the ability to.
But they had a connection.
Yeah, and they coach together. Maybe both of them. Maybe they're both just like this guy a lot and are ignoring the blind spots, which is they don't play well defensively.
But like that clip, I'm telling you, if you watch the Sabres at all, you see it a gajillion times. It's amazing how often the front of the net is left wide open. Like, why
structure?
It's a terrible play.
It's not great.
It's terrible.
And the goalies,
and you could find them all day.
You were in Buffalo. Why didn't you?
They don't listen.
No,
nobody likes me. I don't know what it is.
No one likes you. How could that be?
You're very likable.
I feel like I am. I used to be liked. People liked me back in the day.
What happened?
Do you catch them just like not listening to you and staring at your long arms? Or
the mustache? Just too intimidating. We can't have this guy around here.
This guy's got
it's too much.
We'll overcome.
Not to belabor the Buffalo Sabres. Will this be 15 or 14 years? Because they're not making the playoffs.
They're not making the playoffs.
That division's so tough too. You got
exactly. That's just it. Because it's they could go on one hell of a streak and play real good. The rest not making the playoffs.
Like we see new coaches all the time, and it doesn't always work. And your first time is probably the hardest time because something's gone sideways that allows you to get a job in the NHL. But I look at what Spencer Carberry's done. I look at like Craig Berube's name was out there. There's a guy that's won a cup, and it just feels like in today's NHL, if you don't at least interview and ask around, like the Buffalo Sabres haven't been so well run the last 20 years that their internal information, they don't need to like go get second opinions. When you change coaches, you have an opportunity to poll other organizations and get a peek at how other teams are run. And they didn't use that. That's not doing your job. whether you're the owner, the GM, the president, whatever.
And it goes back to the GM hiring even.
Sure.
Why?
Yeah, he was on the business side and he slides right over to GM. And that doesn't mean he couldn't be a good GM. But
exactly.
But
it's not.
You missed an opportunity to audit other teams and see how we're the most dysfunctional team in the league. Here's an opportunity for us to learn something. Nope. Here's our guy.
And you would think maybe because they've been poor and have seemingly, I just top of my head, they have to have been drafting high.
Always.
That at some point talent would just take over for some of this, our shortcomings, coaching or youth or whatever, but it's not happening.
Well, and Eichel, like he's a star, but it's not happening there.
I was just going to say the only thing that hurt, the biggest thing that hurt them the most was McDavid not going there, and they planned their whole franchise around that.
Around getting McDavid.
That was the whole thing was we're going to get
goalies would get hot, they would trade them. It was that blatant.
That was deadline, but that was forever ago.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, he's on his third contract soon.
I would suggest they move past the McDavid loss and start building.
That would have been rebuild one.
I think a good defenseman. And then when they draft first overall, I think Powers will be really good. But
coaching.
You have to coach that and defenseman. Dahlin's going to be 25. It's got to be getting right. Like it should be.
He's getting paid now,
and he is productive, but he doesn't defend that well.
Well, and here's the thing: like if another organization goes pause on this guy, like he's going to get better.
Yeah, you can't trade him.
Like
same
with Owen Power. Same with like a lot.
Look at the rest of the coaching staff.
Okay, let's do it.
I don't even mean to be a
Seth Appert, assistant; Mike Bales, assistant; Matt Ellis; Marty Wilford. There's not a lot of NHL coaching experience.
No, and there's
unless if their names I'm not familiar with.
Anyway, and those guys have been there a while. The assistants, Appert came from Rochester,
okay,
but the other guys have been there. And I don't, no skin off my back. I'm not getting a job there, but I think you're right in that they haven't. They've kind of taken the easy way out in their hirings.
Yeah. And it's like, boy, would you like Dahlin? God, you'd love to have a Dahlin. Would you love Powers? Oh, that'd be unbelievable. What about Alex Tuck? Really good player. Like he's got to stay healthy. But Tage Thompson, a superstar. Wow. Like on and on you go. And they have other picks coming. It's like Benson and Cousins and Quinn. Like there's still a lot of good young players there. You almost have to just say, you can't trade anyone because they're going to go be stars elsewhere. We're never getting enough value.
I think that's
you just have to outweight it. But the problem is they don't have anyone teaching while that's happening.
I think that would be the worst thing that Frank said. Is he thinks that Adams has to go make a trade. I think that's the
you're going to lose that trade.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
You are already not making the playoffs.
You want to make another Jack Eichel trade?
Exactly. You're not going to. And you can't go get a free agent.
No.
That's the other side of it. There's a deal in principle. Done.
Yeah,
I'm not going there. Get the hell out of here. Like
when they're winning,
only
sure.
I go there. Nobody else wants to go there.
Yeah, that's
winning's the biggest thing. We talk about a lot of things.
Yes.
Florida always had good weather and always had good taxes and had the same rink for a long time, and no one wanted to bleep and go there. What changed?
Winning.
That's it.
Yeah. Same with Tampa Bay. Right. Like, I know you're talking about Florida in general, but yeah, it's
Nashville. No one wanted to go. What's different now? Well, they started winning.
What's going to happen there? Like
in Nashville?
That the Western Conference, I would spend a lot of time looking at standings.
It's pretty tight in there. Like there's
it is tight, but who's making these? Like you would have expected Colorado and Nashville to be in the playoff picture.
Yeah,
at the end of the Winnipeg.
Just for context, Nashville is 4 points back at Calgary with the game in hand. Calgary holds the final playoff spot. So it's like, yeah, they could have a good week and be in a playoff spot. But it hasn't been good enough yet, clearly.
They're still under 500.
I wonder about Colorado. Like, could that...
So obviously the Nichushkin and Landeskog are the big ones because they eat up so much salary, but it's Colton, it's Lehkonen, it's Drouin, Taves missed time. Like there's a lot. They're going to get healthier, even if it doesn't involve an Nichushkin and a Landeskog. And goaltending is so incredibly volatile. They'll figure it out. They'll find someone on waivers. They'll make a trade for someone like Aiden Hill, who no one thinks is anything, and then can win a cup. Like it's just goaltending's crazy enough that I think that's the easiest thing to solve. The challenge is, what does Landeskog look like?
It's the easiest, but it isn't though, right?
I mean, yeah,
it's easy to diagnose. That's the problem.
Like playing roulette. Like you could have no strategy and just pull numbers out of a hat, or you could like break things down in a spreadsheet. It might just be the same anyway. You have no, like, it almost feels more luck.
Like it's not fantasy where you can, I'll try this guy this week. I'll put him back on waivers and I'll grab another guy.
They tried Kapokakinen and he wasn't great. They, clearly Georgiev's, the contract is not a savvy one. He hasn't been good. Used to Sanninen's young, but doesn't look like he's there yet. They had the injury issues with Francouz, who's now done. Like it's been Grubauer. They might have actually saw that one coming because he's been awful in Seattle, but it's been an issue for a bit.
Vladar.
They also won a cup with Kemper. Like they don't need to get all world net money.
What's that?
Vladar.
Oh, yeah, Vladar.
Who?
Well, they have a second for Rito Berra now.
Have you heard something?
Daniel?
Huh?
Now you're already ready for, you're acclimatized to the altitude. Just
you know who's got good goaltending? New York Rangers.
Yeah.
New York Rangers.
Since when?
Have very good goaltending.
Since Igor Shesterkin.
Since 95 with Mike Richter.
That's true. And then
Van Beesbrook, Richter,
Lundqvist.
Yeah.
Shesterkin. Yeah, that's fun.
It's not bad. Be fun to see them in person, wouldn't it?
Oh, God, it'd be great.
The Rangers?
Yeah.
The stars all
love
over.
the
Panarin.
Rangers.
You boo Adam Fox, it'll be great.
I got something for you. We have another auction. It is courtesy of our friends at ATB Financial.
Ooh.
All of the proceeds from this auction going to Closer to Home and the Adopt a Family Christmas campaign. We're going to open the entire Top Shelf Elf deal later this month. But this game, it's coming up on the 21st.
Get ready.
Come on now. Get after
it.
That's right. That's right. So what do you get? You get 25 press level tickets and 25 food and drink vouchers.
Jack. God, that's a lot.
What do you get? Yeah, Jack,
Jack,
are you thinking of going to the Rangers game?
You got a birthday anniversary or something like that? You got to get that group of Lugans back together?
No, that's not happening for
hot dog, drink, popcorn, soft serve.
Say it right.
You said soft serve.
Malt.
There you go. I like that.
All right.
better.
The soft serve malt. The malt.
And malt. That's what it is.
We want
20
malt.
So great. You know what? You could even just go and sit in the concourse and eat. If you don't want to watch the game, I can't imagine why you wouldn't.
Just go get dinged up in the Mickey Ultra Club.
I'll just go sit there, eat your popcorn.
Take what would you say, like 5 guys? Then you all get 5.
Yeah, maybe
servings of it.
You have a lot of elbow room up in the press level if you
like
wanted.
The cushy Kramer Adopt a Highway, wide lanes.
I'm sorry, you're in my seat. There's no one here. I have
that's fine.
Yeah. 25 press level tickets, and yes, 25 food vouchers. Each voucher is good for those 4 items. And the auction is open right now. Go to nationgear.ca. You'll see Top Shelf Elf Auction. And it opened today, and it's going to go until the end of the week. There again, so we can give you some time to get your stuff in order and figure out who you're taking and get them the tickets. And we got to get you tickets and all that sort of thing, plus the vouchers and all that. So
vouchers.
Get it going.
We had over $1,000 come in.
Great.
On the New Jersey game last week.
Yeah.
Let's
ratchet it up.
That's right. And yes, all of it going to Closer to Home. And thank you to John Winwick and ATB Financial.
Hello, Johnny.
You know what? Their heart, it's in the right place.
Yeah, and he loves me, so I love him.
Does he really?
Oh, yeah. Favorite podcaster in Alberta, he said.
Does he know any others?
Wow.
Couple.
It's you and I, Dean.
Yeah.
Likes her up more than us.
Everyone does.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
It's weird because just 5 minutes ago I said no one likes me.
I know. I was going to say it's kind of a conflict there, but nonetheless. Let's do the Pinder Report. Are we ready?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Do we have any?
You never know.
I think I could. I mean, I don't like to take on any responsibility.
That's correct.
This is true. So I just maybe won't even bring up the fact that I should maybe.
No, because
take a look at this.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Pre-approvals.
Can't believe you brought it up, actually. Village Honda, located in the Northwest Auto Mall, online, villagehonda.com. Yeah, cold weather coming. Is your vehicle ready for it? If not, get it in there. You got the tires, you got the fluids, everything's you're set to go. Don't be silly.
Don't be blaming us. We've been telling you for a month you should be getting a Village Honda.
Because right now, if it comes, it's November. It's not, I was caught unawares. Oh, early. No. You're just an idiot.
That's right.
Jeez.
That's not in the liner notes here. That was just me freelancing on the read.
Trying to make a point.
New in-stock inventory on the ground. Start your automotive adventures at Village Honda. New vehicle pricing is MSRP. And it's time.
Ryan Pinder.
The Pinder Report.
Well, Battle of Alberta number 2. Sunday night number 2.
You want to start again?
The Pinder Report.
Ryan Pinder.
Battle of Alberta number 2 in the books. Last night at Scotiabank Saddledome. The only visit of the season by the Oilers to that beautiful old dump down on 555 Saddledome Rise.
That's it.
That's it. That's all. Got one more, I think, much later in the season up in the cultural capital or whatever we're calling it these days. Of note in the game, the Oilers, as you alluded to right off the top of the show, best player was wide open in the slot less than 30 seconds into the game, made it 1-0. The Flames erased a 2-0 deficit and did score a power play goal, but then allowed a power play opportunity, which turned into the game-winning goal. Post-game, the Ryan Pike bomb, it's a Pike bomb, noting that Zary and Kuzmenko did the swap. We talked a little bit about that, but it's the first real criticism we've seen of Zary from the head coach, who I think has been arguably the best forward to date this season, but last night was clearly his weakest outing of the season. You could say Kuzmenko was coming off his weakest game of the season.
Morzar. Why? Morzar. Why? Miners? Zary? Send a message.
Are you what?
Have you been drinking?
Not yet.
What the hell are you talking about?
Soon. Not yet. Here's what we're looking at standings wise. So I'm still in a playoff spot, but 6-5-1. That's not a bad start. You take that. Let's just remember they were 5-0-0. So this incredible deductive math logic I have 1-5-1 in their last 7.
You know what it is? Their hold on a play. Precarious.
Yeah, well, here's the Pacific standing. So let's jump to the old wild card because that'll show you exactly what they're up against.
Do you like that word?
Precarious. I like it. Look at that. The dread.
I'm telling you, that's precarious.
How good are the Oilers? They moved into a tie with the Flames last night.
How come that little thing is above them? Like,
that's just because we're drawing people's attention to Calgary. So their eye immediately jumps there. The Utahs are a tiebreak back. St. Louis, 1 point back. And there's still the St. Louis. And then you got the Nashvilles and the Colorados, who have yet to look like competitive hockey clubs, but might yet. So there's lots to shake out here. Lots to shake out. Here's the schedule. It's a 3-game roadie through the Atlantic Division. Followed by...
Love the Atlantic. What did it used to be, Dean?
The Selke?
The Jack Adams.
The Norris? Adams? Patrick? Smythe? Well, did we do them all?
Norris,
yeah.
Norris, Smythe, Patrick, Adams.
Yeah.
I know the 2 conferences.
The East and the West.
Wales and Campbell.
So is this, so you like this? I was always a Patrick division. I like the Patrick.
Oh yeah, the Patrick was good.
Patty boy.
Wasn't sure about this one. You had Hartford in there, Quebec.
Did you play in Hartford?
I played in Hartford.
What was it like?
Oh, glorious.
Playing in the minors or what? Give me
it was Hartford.
I don't know.
Drafted in Hartford.
Yeah.
Left Hartford. Never wanted to go back to Hartford.
Had to go back to Hartford.
Left again. Was terrible in Hartford.
Really?
I think I was homesick in Hartford.
Oh,
where are you?
That sounds like a country song.
It's around Christmas.
Homesick in Hartford. That's
homesick
a great album.
in Hartford. I was homesick on the road.
And Buffalo was happy to have Hartford at that point because in Hartford,
then it's the dump. Yeah,
it's like, oh man,
who are you to question us?
Right. Bottom of the barrel now.
Totally.
How did we get here?
Schedule.
Ryan, back to you.
3 on the road, back for 1 against the LA Kings.
Are they playing in Hartford?
I don't think so.
What are those?
My eyes are bad.
What are those games called?
They're homesick in Hartford. A neutral site?
Neutral site.
Yeah.
No,
they weren't in Finland. Hartford. They were not in Tampere, nor were they in Praha.
All right.
But they will be homesick in Hartford. Okay. If you look after that, it's 5 of the next 6 at home. Home against the Kings, quick 1-game roadie to Vancouver.
That's terrible.
And then home for the alphabetical homestand. Nashville, New York Islanders, New York Rangers, Minnesota. It's almost alphabetical. M before N. Yeah, weird. Then a 4-game roadie again. So it's going to be a lot of them here and then a lot of them gone between now and the end of the month.
Observation. So they play at home, and then other times they play on the road.
Stretches of 4. They haven't done that yet, either home or on the road. So that'll be the first coming up.
Jack, put that back.
Need that back? To your point, no neutral site games there. I do not believe.
I do not like this first and second back-to-back scenario. This is
the home to Los Angeles, then into Vancouver.
Yeah,
first game
after
back, and then
coming,
immediately.
Yeah,
you can. Oh, what do you do? Just dump the suitcase,
if
don't
I
even
was
unpack it.
Conroy, I would be phoning the league.
But it's that early game in Buffalo, right?
Oh, that's true. You'll be back probably 9 p.m. Calgary Saturday, off day Sunday.
Not sure.
Spread.
Yeah.
Not going to be good there.
Anyway.
Also, LA and Vancouver 2-3 in the Pacific. Those are good teams potentially. Val Nichushkin on the ice today. He's skating.
Go Val.
He's cleared to practice with the team. Stage 3, eh? Don't know what the stages mean.
I don't know either. Is that
stage 4 Klinger?
Call it whatever you want.
When he's better, does he go to stage 2 or just stage 4? I don't know.
Hey, Val, we're cheering for you. We're rooting for you. At this time, let's do it. Good luck.
Well, I got some Avalanche futures. Really need you to get going here.
Oh,
come on, son. NHL schedule tonight. It's a light one, 2-gamer.
2.
That's it. Les deux. How many teams, Dean?
I think we're going to see 5.
Right. So it's the Kings in Nashville, and then the Devils. The Devils in Edmonton.
I've got those
second half of a back-to-back for the Oilers.
Got those 2 going to the final in my.
Which the Oilers and Devils?
And that bottom one. Man.
Oh, that's the Stanley Cup preview.
That's my.
You heard it from Retstradamus.
Some big dough.
There it is.
Really?
Well, I got good news for you because guess who's on Amazon Prime Hockey tonight?
The Devil.
It's that same game. There
Is
it
it
is.
really?
Leon and Jack.
Think those guys would pay for my Amazon account that are here?
You could ask.
How do you not have
that.
an Amazon account?
He does. He's just trying to get it paid for.
that.
Yeah. You don't Prime?
No.
If you don't.
One of the nerds is telling me the
Let's see if the
11 million. There's more people that have Prime than have cable, so this might actually add viewership.
As if the shoveler doesn't have
No,
Prime.
that's kidding.
That girl.
Right. Let's go to the NFL. We have what's our first NFL note here, Jack? Oh, look at this. There's a game tonight. It is the Monday Nighter. It's the Buccaneers and the Chiefs. There's our lines from Bet365, the world's largest sports book. 9 points, over under 45.5. And the Bucks, they're big underdogs, plus 350. They're without their best 2 wide receivers. Baker Mayfield's had a very good year, but they have the injuries, Jack.
The bug?
They hurt. They got the bug. So look out for Cade Otton and somebody McMillan. Jalen?
Yeah.
Jaden.
Yeah.
Jared? Jarrod.
Bug?
Jarrod.
What do we feel? What's our gut? Tell us there.
Chiefs haven't lost yet.
They're due.
We're going to jump ahead, actually, Jack, because Patrick Mahomes is part of a distinct and elite group of quarterbacks. So if we want to jump right to
distinct and elite.
Yeah, 34. There's a very small list of quarterbacks in the league this year that have achieved this feat. Let's give it a read. Quarterbacks, more interceptions than touchdowns. Will Levis, Anthony Richardson, Bryce Young, Gardner Minshew, Spencer Rattler. Oh, and there's Pat Mahomes of the undefeated Chiefs. It is unusual.
It's one of those things this year. You look at the Chiefs. Oh, geez, I don't know. It's more impressive what they're doing.
It really is, because it's not like it's been gunslinging.
It's like, how
they're
the hell
playing
are they
defense, and you give them the ball with a drive left. They're going to get the points they need.
Sacking people. Yeah, it's crushing them.
Dennis Allen got the boot today, which was a very popular move in New Orleans.
Oh, no.
He was their head coach.
For him,
now, remember, 2 weeks into the season, 2-0 back-to-back blowouts. They stomped Carolina, who definitely are bad, and they destroyed and disemboweled the Cowboys, who turns out might also be bad. They've not won since. They also had a Derek Carr injury. They've lost Olave again this weekend.
Fault. Injuries left and right. And this guy takes the fall.
Especially But they're celebrating in New Orleans because Dennis Allen's gone, baby. Woo!
Carr has gotten Dennis Allen fired, right?
That's correct. Liking it. Look at this. Now, what do they call New Orleans?
Mardi Gras.
They're doing backflips in the street. That's what Jack there, but Dennis Allen being gone. It's been a tough team to watch.
I was expecting better. This was,
it's just some.
Well, you meant you made the note about Derek Carr. He has definitely twice now gotten Dennis Allen fired. If I had $1 for every time, I'd have $2.
Wow.
Thank you, Sleeper.
2 would be good.
$2, $2.
Hey, Coach, I'm really sorry. Derek, not now. Now you were saying that Dennis, he might be happy because they're just getting shit pumped every week. It's 7 straight losses. He's going to get paid.
He's a passionate.
Some paid leave. What are you talking about? We've been preaching this for years. You want
How
some
many
of that
years he
paid
got
leave?
left?
Don't know that.
I don't know. He was there, what, 3 years? It's like, I'm going to go be a coordinator somewhere. I'll sit up top in the AC.
Oh, and
headphones on.
Go to Lambeau. It's freezing. No.
Pass play. Pass.
Just do it.
Run. Play action.
Sir, are you playing Tecmo Bowl? Your mic's on.
Yes. Whatever, right? Homesick in Hartford.
That's right.
That's the Philly special or homesick in Hartford.
Danny Dimes had a good game at home. It's been a while.
Great.
Here's the evidence.
Been a while.
Been a while. Daniel Jones, 2 touchdowns. Impressive. The Chiefs have won 2 Super Bowls since his last 2 passing.
Can you read that just for people that aren't seeing it?
This is from Zary York, who clearly is paying attention to the New York Giants and their happenings on the field. The Chiefs won 2 Super Bowls between Daniel Jones's most recent 2 passing touchdowns at MetLife Stadium. That's not a stadium they play on the road at.
So half.
Although they could if they played the Jets. It's their home stadium. 2 Super Bowls between those passing touchdowns.
Yeah. Interesting.
Okay.
That does not look good on the Giants or Jones.
Well, at least they didn't give that money to Saquon Barkley, who is struggling in Philly.
Nice. Yeah.
Or is he dominant?
I read yesterday it's the best, whatever it is, 8-10 games, whatever they've played forever for a running back for the Eagles.
Yeah,
it's the best we've ever had.
Ever. So very good.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to have a hard time sleeping at night if Saquon signs with the Eagles.
Ding, ding, ding,
How you
ding,
sleeping,
ding.
sir?
Yeah, exactly. The new John Gruden dropped. We love it. It's our weekly. Now they're a little staler. It's always a week old, but I still can't get enough of this.
To have a good day. Memorial Day, Labor Day, Valentine's Day. I love to see a tight end have a great day on tight end day. It's got me feeling really nice. Like last week when Travis Kelce went for 10 catches, 90 yards and a touchdown. And he did it to my Raiders again. Knock on you, Kelce. George Kittle, San Francisco 49ers. 6 catches, 128 yards and a touchdown.
Got me feeling nicey.
This guy's a complete terror. A heartbreaker. I love you. Trey McBride, Arizona Cardinals. 9 catches, 124 yards. Who runs a better corner route than Trey McBride? And Adam Troutman, Denver Broncos. He went to the University of Dayton where I went. 4 catches, 85 yards and a touchdown. Did you see the one-handed snag for 6? Wow! David Njoku, Cleveland Browns, been hurt early in the season. He comes back, catches a seam route, beats the Ravens, 4 catches, 61 yards and a touchdown. Tucker Kraft, Green Bay Packers.
He's do every
bigger big play tight end. 3 catches, 78 yards. He looked like a runaway freight train. Let's go, tight ends. Keep it going.
Jack, need an update on those T-shirts that we've ordered. The Got Me Feeling Nicey shirts. We had a couple XLs, an L, double A. Have you got those?
Yeah, they're on the way.
Nice, good.
Yeah,
mediums.
No mediums.
He's
get him in here.
He's got kind of a with those blue eyes, kind of looks crazy.
Who?
Yeah, he's got those crazy eyes.
Anthony Mantha, you played an awful game last week, but you went to the net front, tipping one in and taking away the goalie's eyes. That's got me feeling kind of nicey. Ooh!
Why are you not doing this?
Yeah, I just did it.
Well, no, you got to produce it. There's no music underneath.
Jack's a producer. What are you talking to me about, Brad?
Put some effort into it, you two. Let's go.
Okay, let's move on. CFL, we got our final 4. Rhett, give us your breakdown. What happened?
Well,
on
the Riders went in, they kicked some ass, and they moved on. That's all I got to say.
And when you say they went into
the stadium in Regina and kicked some ass, and they're moving on to Winnipeg, and they're going to do the same in Winnipeg.
Jack was curious about how Nathan Rourke fared and was stunned to hear he did not throw a football, that he's been benched for Vernon Adams.
Oh my goodness.
Vernon.
That happened a while ago. to the guy that everyone was thinking, no, he's just going to be an NFL quarterback.
Hey, Vern.
Barton, could
you know what?
Take the helm? I hope Rourke will be fine. He probably just needs a training camp.
Credit to the CFL for figuring brackets out.
Yes.
I know. Look at this.
Wow.
Good job, guys.
Honestly.
Well done.
It's like when your kid stops, needing diapers. It's a big hurdle for the league.
Now, they could still mess this up because there are 4 teams left and there's going to be some winners and you got to do some stacking there.
We'll see how it goes.
They're not out of the woods. But
this is technically sound thus far. And I checked in on the brackets last week. Also, they're very much in love with this block and not like the lines, and that's okay. That's a stylistic thing.
Yeah.
But some of the worst brackets we've ever seen in our life was from the CFL social media team just a year ago. Look at this improvement. You can't help but be proud of them.
I wonder if in a way, I appreciate last year's more than this. This is pretty standard stuff.
Yeah, anyone can do a bracket, you'd think. Last year was impressive because we found someone that couldn't do a bracket.
Yeah, and
the CFL employed them to do a bracket.
And maybe they were almost like doing it on purpose was what I was
They
hoping.
kept getting worse. Was it a bit? Was it a gag?
Yeah. Look at these guys.
They know
drawing
what to
it.
do.
I'll say, I mean, we're kind of taking the piss out of them. Winnipeg and Regina, they care about the CFL. They care about those teams.
Goddamn right.
Yeah.
Toronto, not sure I can say the same.
Nope.
And in Montreal, they like winning.
And they have a smaller ballpark that's full for football. So good for them.
So there you go.
The Argos always are hanging around the playoffs.
Does that say Winnipeg? Is that where the Grey Cup is?
BC this year.
Come on, Jack.
Is it? What does
I
it say in the?
BC.
I can't really say it.
I'm very sure it's BC.
I could Google it, but
you can go Googs, but yeah.
He's gonna
CFL.
Googs. See ya.
Where is it?
It is
Vancouver?
BC. Yeah. Yeah. See, there you are. Thank you.
I was gonna say November 17th in an outdoor stadium.
I believe it's actually Hartford, neutral site game this year.
Oh, heartbreak in Hartford.
Don't want that for the
With
Durs.
the homesick. Yeah.
Did you see what happened to Travis Kelce's brother? Because he's not just dating a megastar, but he had a brother who's very good at football. He seemed very friendly and he was dancing and
everyone loves
Danny said brother.
There's lots to unpack here, Dean. What can you walk us through for those?
Well, the first thing most impressive is that he's holding a beer and a case of beer in the same hand.
Not a 6-pack, a case and a beer with the same
There it
paw,
is.
the same meat hook.
So he's got a 12-pack and one on the go. Now, this guy he's trying to get under his skin. He's saying some really, really not good stuff about his brother and this and that.
Insult people's family.
And Jason says, you know what? Give me that.
Oh, dropped it.
You dropped your phone, bud.
Here.
So
I'll pick that up for
Does
you.
he take the phone?
Yes, he does.
No.
He storms off with it. I bet you it puts in a dumpster. Next garbage can, and it goes. See ya.
And he's just trying to light him up. He's got the phone right in his face. He's
Chirping
shit
him.
talking him and saying, I mean, not good stuff. It's good he didn't punch him.
Yeah, I think
because I feel like he
Jason
wanted to.
Reminded us that he's absolutely an alpha, even though he's a very friendly boy. But he didn't cross the line of putting himself in a spot where he's going to get sued for $1 gajillion.
Still might.
Do you want $30 to fix your screen, son, or would you like to run along?
There's a lot of video out there showing that he was provoked.
Yes.
Doesn't matter.
I'll tell you what, though, that guy, if he's gonna take it to court and that, he's got to get it out of. Don't do it in Philly, because I do not like your chances going up in a Philly courtroom trying to.
That is so true.
Trying to take up Kelsey on.
Kelsey should just wear that Super Bowl parade outfit into the courts. Like,
Yeah.
What are we doing here, guys?
The Mummers parade
absolved. Wasted our time.
I was provoked, Your Honor.
I got a feeling the cops in Philly, they got things figured out.
Yeah,
They
I
would
do
know
too.
right from wrong.
I would think they know how to handle this one for sure. Cavalry FC hosting the CPL final Saturday, 2:00, and it's gonna be Stinkin' Forge. Jerks from Hamilton. They won on the weekend over Atletico Ottawa. And it's been the two best teams in the history of the CPL all 6 years. Nobody has more wins ever than Cavalry. No one has more titles than Forge. They've met in the final multiple times. We're doing it again. Now, what that means also with Forge winning the regular season, 2 berths to the CONCACAF Champions Cup, which is, your chance to get Messi to Echo Field. Dean.
Right.
They're back in the tournament next year because Forge already clinched theirs. And the second one would go to the league champ, but it's Forge again.
Because they're already in.
Cavalry.
It's like the host city in the Mem Cup.
Yep.
Exactly. There you go.
That's a great
so get your Messi jerseys. Get ready.
Can't wait.
Can't wait. Dean, can you wait?
Can't.
Good. This is, I don't know if this crossed your radar. And I need to know if this is AI or if this is real. You know that there's like slapping leagues?
Oh,
yeah. Power slap, I think it's called. This has got to be AI, right? Because where does I go, Jack? Did you see his eye?
Let's watch again.
I don't want to watch that again.
Yeah, no, because I think this is AI. Look, it can't be real. Because dear. We're getting smarter, hey?
I'll tell you, I don't classify myself as a prude. I could watch MMA, all that sort of thing. I don't
like
this. Doesn't do it for me. And I know Dana White, it's huge, and he's the whole thing. And I like Dana White. I think he's an amazing promoter and all that.
Well, he's promoting.
But I don't. What does that make me? What does that say about me? That this is kind of.
I'm going to slap the piss out of you.
Okay,
shut up. This is the Pinder Report.
I knew I didn't like it.
Back to you,
Ryan. Back to you.
Well, one final thing. I've been working on a routine, fellas. We're going to take it on the road in the summer. I just want to run it past you, take your notes, see if we can improve it. So this is me at the Calgary Zoo, and they've seen my enthusiasm for reptiles, and we're working on a little program. It's a ginger. Oh, see what I did there?
Good job, Brian.
That's Pokey. It's held by the Spreadsheets. And this is Squirrely. Never know what he's going to do. Jeez. What are we doing? I mean, what am I doing? God, am I brave, Dean? Or stupid? Am I stupid?
Balls.
You're stupid.
All right, let's wrap it up, Jack. That's
how we moved on to other things.
I did too.
What? I'm working on a routine.
We have given you.
It's a collab with the Calgary
It's
Zoo.
awful.
You know what? It's on Jack now.
It is.
It's now on Jack.
It was
because
never on me.
No, but here's the thing. You know what? You sit through these shows every day. When he finally gets away from alligators and snakes and then submits one, you need to, Ryan. Well, maybe it's time to think. Just
Ryan,
to have that conversation.
Or just when he calls for it, I can't find it.
What if I don't hate the gator videos?
This is the issue we're having.
I sense it.
Now you've put a target on your back.
The boomocracy is being threatened here.
Not sure it's a boomocracy. But,
not during the Pinder Report, at least.
Just not sure.
There it is, Dean. Front of Monday.
That's it, huh?
Strong finish. That is the Pinder Report. Village Honda, huge selection of used vehicles, all makes, all models, all budgets. Over 90 on site, 500 more inside the dealership group. It's why they are your one-stop automotive destination in Calgary. They're your dealership for life.
I feel like I've figured it out.
Yeah?
I have officially figured it out, Dean.
Tell me about it.
So when he goes out and gets ripped, he gets lazy and just reverts back to the algorithm. Here, this will work. So he was pissed up all weekend. Jack as well. And the two of them, being the lazy bastards that they are, drunkards.
Yeah.
This will work. It's fine.
Rhett, you need to listen to your friends and teammates. Jack told you he was only banged up for 5 hours. He was curling the ball the rest of the weekend.
Look, I was drinking.
That hard that you can't get off the couch for 48 after a 5-hour shift. Ooh. Heavy.
He's in trouble during the Christmas show.
By the way, my brother was drinking with the Real Deal last night.
No way.
Come on.
How's the Real Deal doing?
It's apparently great.
Real Deal always was.
What could be wrong with the Real Deals?
I feel like the Real Deal's still going to the ATM and being able to draw some out.
Yeah. They didn't get all that money. They bought him out a bit.
He's ahead of the curve, the Real Deal.
Yeah.
5 years.
You living there?
Damned if I know.
Yeah.
If he wants to. Just go to the ATM and buy a house. Can you do that?
He can.
He probably can, yeah. I don't know what real estate, what it's like there.
Doesn't matter to him.
I think he's fine.
Yeah. Would you want to live in Nashville? To me, it would take the fun away of when you're in it.
Talking to people that live there.
So is that by that reasoning, you need to move back to where you grew up then. So that everywhere else you go is a great place.
No, it's just when that, say, like if Vegas or what, if that's one of your favorite places.
The people that live in Vegas don't
hang out on the Strip.
I know.
Yeah, it's the same thing. I think you live in an area that you love, and you might make 5 or 6 events a year where you go to the Strip or you go down to Broadway.
I'd love to have the option of going to the Strip. And I think you would too.
I know. Well, but I just wonder, would
take away the charm? No. Guess
if the novelty would wear off.
Oh, so when you walk by that bar
Yeah.
and that music's playing, you'd be like, this sucks. I hate this. You're terrible. I heard this yesterday.
Oh, you think you're so good at
Ooh,
guitar?
you're
Because you
playing
actually are. Well, I already heard a good guitar player. Boo!
Oh, you're playing country music? Well, you know what?
So
They're
is
playing
the other
country
guy.
music.
You show them, Dean.
I miss it so much.
I know you were just there a week ago.
Go back.
God. So you do want to live in Nashville?
I kind of do, yeah. Can I?
Sure, you can do this from anywhere. I went to Buffalo.
Yeah, I know, but
he's already left.
But you gotta
I'm going somewhere again.
You
don't
need
worry.
paperwork saying you're allowed to live
Yeah, don't
there.
you need to get some?
No.
You married to an American?
Certain amount of days. Costa Rica.
Costa Rica. That's definitely not Nashville.
No.
Yeah, but he loves beaches and snakes.
Does he?
Yeah, I love it.
It's afraid of sharks.
Yeah.
Hates spiders and snakes. Don't go to the
Maybe not
rainforest.
Costa Rica.
Maybe not Costa Rica.
Oh, Nashville will work.
Nashville would be
Nashville
great.
will be fine.
Great moderate weather, temp, light. Like,
yep.
You can hang out with JP Dumont and the real deal.
If he's living there.
Dumont, eh?
Jerry
So the
Chris.
Flames will fly to Montreal today.
Really?
Yes.
You are playing for the Flames. The charter lands in Montreal. You go on the bus to the hotel. Let's say you get in about 7, 8 p.m.
Ooh, that's late.
9 p.m.
I might get there a little sooner.
You're losing a couple hours though. Would they practice today and then go?
Get
Or
up and get going.
okay,
I'm going to Montreal.
so let's can we say 6 p.m.
5.
at the hotel?
Okay, we land at 5.
Hotel
by 6.
Drop bags. At 6, you're loose. You're free agent.
What is Rhett Warner doing?
There's a great gym in the bottom of the
What a
Marriott
crock of
there,
shit.
and I'm gonna do get a light spin.
So
in.
your friend Jim, what is he? Which strip club does he work at?
Yeah,
What's this?
the Shea or Wendy's or
Yeah,
There's a place called Kama Sutra.
I'm going to gym. Wink.
they're playing tomorrow. They got to be focused. They
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
be mucking about. And
How
having-
many people
They
were
can't be having
smoking in the
buffet
gym?
at
You
the dance
rake.
club.
Yeah. Would you want to live in Montreal?
I could live in Montreal.
Yeah.
For the summers.
I speak the language of love.
The language of love.
Is that the language they speak there?
Yes,
So if you were going to go into a restaurant and ask for a ham and cheese sandwich,
In the language of love.
in the language of
Madame.
love.
La croque madame.
La croque
Le, le, le.
monsieur. Hey, some ham with the fromage.
They have
huh?
this massive. I was there last summer. They have a massive food court in one of the malls to eat. So I don't know what it's called. One of the sandwiches places there. Tough to beat.
I love
Tell you, a
sandwiches.
lot of the sandwich places in Montreal, tough to beat.
This is the problem with only one night in Montreal.
Yeah.
Like, how am I getting smoked meat in?
Yeah.
The Rippers. I got to go out other places.
The
That's
weekend.
the battle that most NHL guys deal with.
These days, it's like, shoot, we need more Ethernet cards for this LAN party. We're going to play COD together.
How am I going to get
Nerds.
all the sweaty, salty meat and strippers
I'm
that
over
I
here
need? We're only there one night.
Jeez. You got to come back.
Yeah.
Can you call them that, or is that derogatory?
What, strippers?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Entertainers.
Dancers.
I don't know if it's anything. Just is what it
Probably
is.
Not worth talking about.
We'll move along.
Bet365, it's the world's largest sports betting platform. Open an account today. Look at that, Nation. That's the promo code. Get you up and running. Huge range of markets. Download that app and use Nation as your promo code for a little love. The language of love. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Check how
Got a couple bets for you, boys. I
Thank
told you
you.
last week. I'm going to play it till it stops happening. Leon Draisaitl, 2+ points, back in action tonight. Now it's the second half of a back-to-back. Devils theoretically a good team, but since McDavid's been hurt, 3 games, I think 9 points.
9.
Thank you. Slow on that.
I know.
And the Monday Nighter, we're going to look at Bucky Irving's receiving totals. He's the running back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's really done a nice job taking over. He's cleared this total his last 3 weeks, minus 110 for over 15.5 yards receiving for Bucky against the Chiefs and a good defense. You like the nickname Bucky?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Do you worry? I mean, it's only 15.5.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like one catch, you could get it all.
If they get, if the Chiefs get up on them and then they're going to have to.
That's what they're going to do.
Catch up.
Well, they're not going to hand it off and kill clock. They're going to throw it to Bucky.
What was the plus 9 for the Bucks?
9 points to spread. Jack has it in the Pinder Report. It's
what if you were gonna, if you had to, what do you? I'm inclined to take the points.
I am too, which probably means we're all going to be wrong. Like the Chiefs they haven't looked that good and they're undefeated. It's a really odd dichotomy, isn't it?
I don't know what that is, but
so two things don't really match, but they're stuck
That's
together.
what dichotomy means?
I hope so. I've been using it like that for years.
School, you went to the U of L. I'm sure their language skills are
English and the language of love is also spoken there.
They're stupid everywhere, Ryan. There's some stupid at the hockey game last night. Want
Was
me to
there?
pick on a ref again? Oh my god.
There's some stupid at the Saddledome too. Someone tried to start the Wave 2-2 tie third period. Like really trying to get the whole section to get in on his thing. It's like, excuse me, sir. Tie game third period. Biggest rival. Could we? No, just excuse me.
For those that are unfamiliar, can you walk us through your thoughts on this?
The Wave's a very fun thing to do. There's a time and a place for it. When it's a 2-2 hockey game against your greatest rival in the third period, that might be time to sit and actually watch the game. If you're up by 6 on the Oilers, by all means, do the Wave for a fucking hour.
Oh, so it's a
Whoop it up.
celebratory kind of thing.
It is absolutely
not
a celebratory
motivating
thing.
type of thing.
Celebratory. Jack, are you with me on my Wave take? It's very controversial to some
The
people.
two of you, does this happen in the old shop where he got in cahoots with the guy,
I know.
right?
in
And all of a
cahoots with?
sud're they're best of buds, and there's
You think
no
I was in cahoots with
there's
that?
no
What if I
monitor.
like the crocodile videos? Great.
Is that crazy about the Wave? Like maybe we should watch when it's
Now
2-2.
they're
I don't give a
doing
shit
their
about the
own
Wave.
show.
Okay,
Ryan.
thank you. That's fine.
The two of them.
That's kind of more where Dean is. Dean's like, yeah, just do it. You're
Well,
paying, do what you want.
But you're very outspoken about it. You take videos at the
they
event
just
when
get
it
sent
happens.
to me. I got 2 sent to me last night. They're like, who's this asshole in 108? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm
these people
sorry.
are-
There's people that share my view on it, but not everyone does. That's fine.
Yeah.
But hey, they got to do the Wave.
He's like the
That's
rest
fun.
of the Flames fans. They don't want to make any noise at the game. Just sit nicely.
It was a
and
rowdy barn last night. It was
watch it.
good.
Well,
Yeah, why?
Because the Oilers were there.
Well,
Yeah, and it was a Sunday even.
they brought their effing fans with them. Is the thing.
There was a lot, including our boss wearing his undies and everything.
Ugh, gross. Grow up.
Can you play that? Can we hear the
Fanboy.
opening goal with the audio, Jack? Because it's 20 seconds in. Maybe the Flames fans hadn't got to their
They
seats
were
yet, and all
still-
the Oiler fans were in their seats.
See, they had to park. It's tough
Yeah,
to park.
Maybe. I'm not sure.
They fixed
So
it.
at a horn, you would.
Yeah, you would just think, oh, it's a home. We're wearing whites at home again, I
It's a
guess.
steady ratio.
Is that what they used to do? I like the whites at home.
They just used to do that. Yeah.
They got away with it when they started doing thirds because a lot of the thirds were dark.
Right.
So then if you're wearing your thirds at home for your fans and they're dark and the road teams are wearing darks.
Never thought about that.
So
How many sticks is too many for a kid?
How old's the kid?
15.
Ah, dear, you're in trouble.
Is 6 a month pushing it?
I would suggest that's a couple $1,000s over the budget
6
you should have.
a month?
Yeah, I rounded up to about 30K in sticks. if
Goodness.
that's-
Oh no!
Well, if maybe they're not 500, but it's easier math for me. So
Hmm.
25
Maybe we need a larger flex number so that it doesn't break us even.
or lesser.
You know what's
I
happening.
don't know. Yeah, I know.
You know what's happening. Someone's lobbying for a stick sponsor.
Sticks.
Yep.
Somebody?
Jim Sticks, proud sponsor of Barn Burner.
Do you want to just go all in on it?
Make it fully gratuitous.
Yeah.
Just don't stop halfway. You're already
I actually wasn't. I was blown away because I ordered 6. And then when I went down there on the weekend,
Yeah.
they were gone.
They were all gone.
is he selling them to his buddies? That'd be a hell of a racket.
No,
hey?
he had them all taped up.
So my kid would do that.
Is it that hockey stick crime ring that they have in Medicine Hat?
Medicine, it's a tough crowd.
can't just leave your sticks
container
around.
ships leaving the port of Vancouver full of sticks still in a Medicine Hat.
Huh.
Yeah.
So you still have to buy the gear.
Isn't that
Oh
something?
yeah, he's not. Next year, you
a
can
man of my ilk.
You could solve that
Jerome
problem next
McGinley's
year.
paying for sticks. Hall of Fame, if only.
Yeah.
Just needed one more goal.
Yeah, Jerome could have given you that too.
If you would have one more goal and you'd be just flush with free sticks.
He'd have sticks.
I'd be
He'd have dozens.
arrogant as the 89 crew, just cruising around.
Nice.
Just stray shots.
Yeah. I see.
Had some other stuff I wanted to rip on.
Do you want anything else? What? Oh, you know
Any
what?
other notes?
Before we
Rhett's,
go,
yeah. One more thing to do here, Jack.
Rhett's top 5
Top 5
on a Monday. Top 5.
Top 5.
So 5 favorite sticks of his career.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Started off. My favorite was the, I believe it, the Hespler. I had a great Hespler, just like our good friend Patter. The Hespler always came in handy.
Rich Hespler, the old strength and conditioning.
Yeah, Richie has. Oh, and then I think I went from Hespler to the Coho.
Coho was a good one.
Coho was good.
Delicious.
As a young lad, baby, if I could get my hands on him, if I could do it again, I'd do it now. The Titan.
The TPM
10.
Da-da.
Yeah. And then the Sherwood. And the one I scored the most with, all 7, the Easton.
Wow.
But the 2-piece with the heated up.
Really? The plug in the bottom.
What curve are we doing on the Sherwood?
That one.
Okay.
What do you mean, what curve?
Well, I'll tell you because all of the people love the coffee curve, the Paul Coffee curve.
Was there a different one?
Mm-hmm.
I had a Leclerc curve I really liked. Leclerc was a very popular pattern.
Leclerc was more wedgy, wasn't it?
Don't think so.
And then remember, you'd be excited. You get the
The
Sidney
beauty
Crosby.
of those sticks was you curved them yourself.
That's true. You got the blowtorch already to put the plug in the shaft.
You shaved the end so it was kind of knife-ish.
Yeah.
So when you stuck a guy,
That's
you kinda
right.
cut him a little.
Easy, Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, seriously. Filing shanks in your jail cell. It's hockey tonight.
On a serious note, no, this is put your funny hats away. We lost a good man last week, Mr. Gus Thorson, who was the head equipment trainer when I was with the Flames. Lots of great memories of Gus. They had a funeral this weekend. Lots of good stories told, and sorry to have missed it, but we love you, Gus, and we hope your family's doing all right and hanging in there. Huge Red Sox fan, old Gus.
He was.
And a bigger hat than you.
Yeah. It's hard to find. Yeah, it's hard to find. It was always the thing. Try if you'd like to be at the rink, to be at the Saddle Dome, and Gus not there.
Never.
Can't be done. You couldn't do it.
Yeah, you could be.
We'd be doing morning radio, afternoons, post game, whatever. I wonder if the door is going to be closed to the.
Oh, hi, Gus.
Hey, Gus, how are you? He's just, he was the hardest working guy.
All those guys are.
Hours and hours and hours. But yeah, it was real sad, man.
It was.
Yeah, real sad.
Very.
We can end it there.
Probably.
Got
Tomorrow.
A couple shows tomorrow.
Yeah, let's talk about tomorrow.
Yeah.
Rhett.
Go ahead, Rhett.
Top 5 shows that you're going to do tomorrow.
I'm going to do 5 tomorrow.
It's a lot, yeah.
Please.
We'll do the morning show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then we'll do a during the game live viewing show.
Yeah.
And then somebody will probably do a post-game show called Afterburner Show.
We do a post-game show called Afterburner.
Every day? Every game?
Every game.
Oh, my.
Only on days that have games.
Yeah.
So it wasn't on Saturday.
No. Should have been. Stupid.
Usually.
Saturdays.
Yeah.
A lot
usually.
of Saturdays. This Saturday.
So tomorrow, Montreal, 5:00 start. One of our great sponsors on Afterburner is Richmond's Pub. Just that way.
Head that way.
Go that way. In the heart of Glamorgan.
That's correct.
Richmond's Pub. We're going to be there watching the game. So why go home? Don't go home. 5:00 start.
Early start.
Park it. Watch the game. And then after that, as you said, somebody's going to be doing a post-game show. Have a feeling I'll be there. Probably you.
Feeling I'll be there.
Yeah.
That'll be signing autographs.
Be great to have you.
You know, wear your Backlund shirt?
I lost it.
Yeah, you got to find
lost it. The mover stole it.
It's just like your World Junior medals.
understand that. So yeah, by all means, join us. We're going to watch the game. Not sure what to expect. Two teams struggling a little bit.
Yep. Two young teams.
Yep.
In spots.
Yep.
And yeah, 37th Street and Richmond Road. Come find us. That's some fun.
Yeah, you Google it, GPS that thing.
Googs.
But there's going to be, as there always is, going to be some food specials.
Drink specials.
Drink specials.
What do they have in cans there?
A barn burner blonde.
The Barn Burner Blonde.
That's right.
Also, Pike's going to swing by. He's got books.
Oh, good.
Christmas is coming up.
Oh, I thought you were just going to say
And-
Pike. And I'm like,
there's books.
he's
What is
bringing
going on
books.
with Ryan Pike?
Get that
Well,
book.
he's kind of ramrods his way through our show on a regular occurrence.
He's very helpful because
Well,
we really aren't that accurate in a lot of things, and he is always accurate. So
Yeah,
it's a
I
nice ad.
Yeah, it's nice to have
Someone that's
that you can
fact-checking.
trust what they're saying, as
Right.
opposed to most things when we say it on here. It's kind of
maybe
you get that sideways. What'd
Maybe.
you say? What was that? How's that go again?
Edit that, Jack.
Yeah.
That's Jack.
So, and you know what? I'll say this: even if you're a Habs fan, come on down. You may as well come on down.
Yeah, my dad was a Habs fan. So
It's the rebuild. Honestly, a loss
Oh,
is a win
big time.
sometimes.
Is he coming tomorrow?
No.
All right.
Bit of a drive.
he's got the gout.
Does he have the?
It's not ideal.
It's not ideal. Press it.
That'll do it.
See you, buddies.